Good morning, everyone. I welcome you to the morning session of the day. And today we have with us Dr. J.K. Avadhya. Sir is Principal Scientist, Department of Plant Pathology, College of Agriculture, IGKV, Raipur. And the topic chosen by Sir for deliberation is low cost uh, spawn production and processing technology. Sir, you are audible as well as visible, and your presentation is also visible, and the session recording has started. I urge participants, there are two lectures in the morning, so we'd want to reduce our Q&A time, or we can have only few questions at the end. Why? Because we want to finish by 12, and so that we could have another session, a separate URL for another meeting, which will be shared on the group and on your email. Sir, you're audible as well as visible. Please start, sir.
Hello, respected listeners, learned personalities. Indeed, we are here to discuss about our experiences on mushroom production and processing technology, especially for span production with low inputs with low, you can say. So you see, the topic of this mushroom production technology. I think the objective of this topic is to generate the human resource for mushroom industries and to generate cost-effective technology for the benefit of the farmers. You know, the material which are required for mushroom production is available in country in a very abundant amount. If less than if 1% is converted into mushroom, then certainly the marginal farmers' income would be very good, and even the health of the people will be good, because the farmers who are growing the mushrooms, certainly they are the protein growers. Sorry. Yeah. Now, a strategic plan, excellence in mushroom and span production, provide technically qualified manpower for the development and management of the mushroom industries, provide scientific and practical advice to the end users. They use the objective of making economic enterprise. Now, key takeaway: a comprehensive scientific knowledge on mushroom production technology to solve the problem in production, and the success of training can be visualized by the generation of income and job in the industries. So whatever we are making a serious effort on this, then certainly yes. Then low cost technology of span production at village level. This is my topic. Now, see, the term span uh, has been defined as the vegetative mycelium for selected mushroom grown on convenient medium. The span comprise mycelium of the mushroom and supporting medium which provides nutrition to the fungus during its growth. So this is span. I think definition of the span everybody knows is simply a mycelium, is a dikaryotic mycelium. Now, previously in the history eras, we can say when the gran span was not available, then certainly it was used in different forms. That is a flake span, mill track span, manure span. Flake span is what simply breaking of beds through which mushroom mycelium has run. Mill track span brick dried and made from mixture of horse dung or cow dung or loam soil, etc. And manure span on sterilized horse manure, uh, compost manure. So low cost technique again. The first pure culture span was produced by Constantin in 1894, France. The process of making span on grain was introduced by Professor J.W. Sinden in 1932 from the Pennsylvania State University, which held two patents on it. So this was, and you know, the grain span was further perfected by Stoller in 1962. Now we are running in the Grand Span. So today, most of the traditional span laboratories world over are using wheat, rye, millet, millet grains as substrate for span making and are following the standard technique of mother span from pure culture mycelium grown on synthetic medium. The span production technology is divided into following steps. So here, the most of the people which are doing for the production of span, they are using certainly the known grains, that is wheat, rye, or millet grains. Now, what the pure culture is, because when we are going to uh, uh, produce the span or making the span or preparation the span, then certainly the pure culture is the first step. So pure culture of mushroom can be prepared either by multi-spore culture or by tissue culture. So multi-spore culture is obtained by placing a fresh fruit body after alcohol sterilization on the Petri plate or sterilized paper. Millions of spores are collected from within 48 hours, and serially diluted loop full of spores are then transferred to a sterile potato dextrose PDA or malt extract. These slants are then inoculated at 25 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 for 2 weeks to obtain pure culture. It's very simple, when we put the fruit body on the paper, then we find millions of spores collected, and the loop, we take a loop of the spores, and make a serial dilution and then prepare a pure culture. Now, tissue culture methods, the basidiocarp after alcohol sterilization is cut longitudinally into two halves, and bits from collar region are transferred to pre-sterilized PDA or MEA culture medium. The Petri plates are incubated at 25 degrees centigrade plus minus 2 degree in BOD incubator for 1 week. Mycelium from growing edges is carefully transferred to on the medium slants and again incubated for 10 days to obtain pure culture. So this is a very simple methodology everybody is doing for getting a pure culture. We cut the basidiocarp by although using all the aseptic conditions, and then take the bit of the tissue of the mushrooms and put in the slants of the media, either MEA or the PDA. Now, what the pure culture or nucleus seed? The pure culture should be genetically pure and true to the type is of first character. And second is culture should be obtained from research organization or authentic source, because this is, the nucleus culture. When you are going to prepare a nucleus seed, then certainly if we receive or if we get or if we procure culture, then certainly it would be from the authentic source, free from any kind of fungal or bacterial contamination. Culture should be maintained on PDA. Culture should indicate a specific growth rate on defined medium and at defined temperature. Because, the specific growth rate, we know on basis of the experience, what type of the, suppose pleurotus culture, we know the pleurotus growth, the button mushroom growth, mycelium growth, and the color and, the texture of the mycelium, then certainly we, if these culture what we have procured is deviating from these characters, then certainly it creates some doubt whether it is pure or not. Usually the culture should be standy and off-white if it is agaricus, pure white and thick fluffy growth if it is pleurotus, cottony fluffy with brown sclerotia is certainly Wolveriella, pure white, dense, thick, and fluffy growth in Caloci vindica, and pure white, later on turning to light brown pigmentation, certainly it's Lentinula iodode. Now the culture should be stored at 4 to 6 degrees centigrade for agaricus, pleurotus and Lentinula, and between 18 to 22 degrees centigrade for Valvariella and Calocybe. Now what the breeder seed or the master spawn or the mother spawn? Breeder seed should always be prepared from pure culture, free from any kind of contamination. It should be multiplied on wheat, jowar, bajra or barley grains. Any one is available. Now breeder seeds should be incubated at 24 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade for agaricus, pleurotus and Lentinula, and 32 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade for Valvariella and Calocybe indica, because they are high temperature loving fungi. The master spawn should be stored at 4 to 6 degrees centigrade for 45 days in agaricus, pleurotus and Lentinula, and 18 to 20 degrees centigrade for Valvariella and Calocybe indica. It should be produced in autoclavable transparent glass bottle, because whenever we produce the mother spawn, then certainly we use the glass bottle, especially glucose bottle. Now commercial spawn or the foundation seed or certified spawn. Generally, the farmers are using this spawn, and even for production of this, for mass production of the mushroom, we use the commercial spawn. The incubation temperature should be 25 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade for agaricus, pleurotus and Lentinula, and 30 to 32 degrees centigrade plus minus Valvariella and Calocybe. Spawns should always be prepared from master spawn, free from any kind of contamination. It should be multiplied on wheat, jowar, bajra, barley grains. Spawn should not be older than 60 days in agaricus, 30 to 35 days in pleurotus, Lentinula, 30 to 40 days for Calocybe indica and Valvariella. Certified spawns should be stored 4 to 6 degrees centigrade, and this up to 7th point it was same as the mother spawn. Now the difference is from the 8th. For every new lot of commercial seed or foundation seed, fresh master spawn or breeder seed should be used. Commercial spawn should not be used for further multiplication of seed, as it may lead to higher contamination and decline in yield. Mostly the people who are present in a very remote areas, especially the self-help groups, they are sometimes multiply their spawn from the commercial spawn. So commercial spawn has some extent of contamination that may lead the a lot even get contaminated. Now sale of pure culture mother spawn, sister spawn, spawn bags, fresh mushroom and mushroom processed product. This is the data of IGKV Mushroom Research Laboratory. You see total planting spawn sold 20 quintal in 14-15, 29.5 quintal in 15-16, and so on. So total sale is 161.36 quintal. Mother spawn, you see the picture of mother spawn, data of mother spawn, and the pure culture, you see, and fresh mushroom, pickles, and spawn bags. So this our research laboratory is doing a very major work to supply the spawn, especially the mother spawn and the pure culture, and is working as an education or training island in Chhattisgarh, also covering the different nearby states. Now, equipment required for spawn production. What type of the equipment required? So boiling pan or vessels. When we talk about the low cost technology, then we are using utensils as a boiling pan. And in general, what type of the material is required for spawn production? In all cases, either it may be of the commercial or it may be of the low cost technology at village level. Then this boiling pan for village level and big vessels for boiling of the grain for the commercial production, stove for the village level, or steam line for boiling of wheat grains and preparation of the medium, then pH meter to check the pH of the medium, then pressure cooker. Generally farmers are the very beginner mushroom growers are using pressure cooker for sterilization of the media and for preparation of the spawn. Autoclave also the farmers which are using large amount of the producing large amount of the spawn in village areas, they are using a small autoclave for sterilization of spawn medium and oven for sterilization of the glasswares. BOD incubator is needed to incubate culture and master cultures. Wooden inoculation chamber or laminar airflow cabinet. 4 feet height horizontal, 4 feet in size horizontal. Refrigerator is needed for short-term preservation of mycelia culture. Other items like glasswares, chemicals for medium preparation, and non-absorbent cotton. Non-absorbent cotton, is very important because sometimes farmers are using the absorbent cotton and that may lead a major infection or contamination. Polypropylene bags for spawn production, especially 5-inch by 11-inch, or if polypropylene bag are not used, then can use the glucose bottles. Disinfectant like formaldehyde, calcium carbonate or calcium sulfate is also required. Steel racks simply for keeping the spawn and incubation in incubation room, and cold storage for keeping bags, bottles, incubation needles, scalpel, test tubes, and petri dishes. Now, spawn production may first the choice of the substrate or preparation of the substrate. So first is the cereal grains and second is the other substrate material. So cereal grains, a mushroom spawn can be prepared on any kind of cereal grains like wheat, bajra, jowar or rye. In general, people are using wheat or jowar. The large grain carry a greater reserve food material per grain to sustain the inoculum of mushroom mycelium until it is established. So they may be more effective even in adverse conditions. So here I am emphasizing why large grain is selected for making spawn. The logic is simply it reserves a large amount of the food which help to establish the mycelium even in the adverse situation. Now other substrate, what type of the other substrate generally sometimes people are taking? Although cereal grains are suitable for making spawn of any mushroom variety, but to cut the cost, a variety of agricultural wastes like corn cobs, wooden sticks, rice straw, sawdust, and used tea leaves, etc. have also been used. Some people are using this type of the material, and even when we conduct thesis research work, then certainly we also try this, what type of the result we are getting, and we are getting very good result with the corn cob. Now, variety of substrate for different spawn. So for agaricus, cereal grains generally and grain colonization period requires 20-25 days when we talk about the agaricus. Now auricularia species, then what type of the substrate is sawdust or grain? It takes 18 to 20 days. Lantanola species, sawdust or cereal grain substrate or wood stick that can be used. And colonization period 20-25 days. Pleurotus, cereal grains or sawdust. Generally, people use cereal grains, 10 to 15 days. Wolveriella, the substrate used tea leaves can be used. Paddy straw plus sawdust, cereal grains or cotton waste. These are the substrate which can be used for preparation of spawn, especially Wolveriella species. And the colonization period goes for 10 to 12 days. Now substrate preparation, how we prepare the substrate. Spawn substrate should have following desirable characteristic. It should not contain any inhibitory compounds to desirable mushroom species. If anything present which inhibit the growth of the mycelium of or our desirable fungus, then certainly this substrate is not suitable. Large surface area of substrate should be available for fungal colonization. This is a major and important part of if we if we consider the grain or anything, then large surface area of substrate should be available for fungal colonization. It should provide essential nutrient required by mushroom mycelium to grow. Now, cereal grains should be free from diseases. If cereal grain, we choose cereal grains, certainly this should be healthy, unbroken, and free from a disease. Cereal grains should not be broken, old, or damaged by insect, because if it is broken, then certainly it invites the contamination, and that's why we want healthy seeds to avoid contamination. Now, mother spawn production flow chart. So this is how we even at the farmers level or village level for low cost technology, what would be the procedure to get the mother spawn production. So this is a flow chart. Select healthy and clean cereal grains. It is the first thing. Second thing is soak healthy grains in a clean water for 4 hours. And if the farmers certainly after dinner, they soak the grains in a big utensils and keep it for the overnight, and they use a very clean water. And I also advise the clean water that should not be of any type of the dirty water, that should be avoided. Clean water which we can drink, that type of the water should be used. Step 3, boiling grain in water 10 to 15 minutes. Simply for softening of the grain, we try to boil the grain for 10 to 15 minutes. That's why it become a little bit soft. That is a requirement. And sometime I've seen some people during agri presentation, some people not boiling this grain, and they are also getting good result if it is soaked properly. But I recommend the boiling for 10 to 15 minutes is desirable, is essential. Now remove excess water on sieve. By using, if at a farmer level, then certainly they use a bamboo tokeni or the sieve to remove the excess water and spread the entire grain on cotton bed sheet, simply for 4 hours, simply to air dried, because whatever the excess moisture are there, that should be removed, and every grain should be free from the surface moisture. And then mix the calcium carbonate at the rate of 20 gram per kg of dry weight basis. Somewhere the gypsum, people along with the calcium carbonate, gypsum is also using. But as my experience, in rainy season, where the laboratory weeds like Penicillium, Trichoderma, or the Aspergillus, or the Drachyslera, Stachybotrys, these type of the pathogen having the conidia, which are very active form, because at the time rainy season, the moisture is air is saturated with the moisture, and these conidia are already floating on the air in an active form. And if it is the grain which were boiled, if little bit higher boiled, then it become a pulpy. So create some hardening on the surface, gypsum should be added. Now, after mixing the calcium carbonate, thoroughly mixing, you mix the calcium carbonate, and then about 300 gram of grains that should be doused in glucose glass bottle. You say fill kar de, you fill the 300 gram of the grains, treated grains, that should be filled in a glucose bottle and plug with non-absorbent cotton, and that plug should be very tight. And autoclave at 22 psi for 2 hours. And if autoclave is not available, then you go for certainly the pressure cooker and put, although very less amount of the bottles, about 6 bottles may accommodate in 25 liter of the pressure cooker, and that can be put on the flame and keep it for 2 hours for sterilization, and that should after 2 hours then the current, if it is autoclave, then power should be cut off and let it cool naturally. And if it is the pressure cooker, then certainly switch off the plug of the gas. Inoculate growing mycelium of desired strain using laminar airflow or inoculation chamber wooden make. Inoculation chamber or the laminar flow means the inoculation chamber, that should be a very hygienic conditions. There should not be double door in. There should be a double door entry, and the surface of the inoculation room, that should be wiped out by the surface disinfectant, and then put these materials and the what you call is the glass or the bottle, that should be put in the laminar flow just after 5 days. Because when you take out from the autoclave or the pressure cooker, then certainly it contains moisture at the neck level, and that moisture should be removed. And this removal of the moisture would be happens when you incubate or when you keep at room temperature for 4 to 5 days. So the entire moisture that again will be absorbed by the grains. So, and then this should be kept in the inoculation chamber or the laminar airflows. Then what the laminar airflow should do with the laminar airflow, then certainly this should also be sterilized with the disinfectant like alcohol, and use the UV light for 1 hour and cover with the seeds, and thereafter you start for inoculation. You sterilize your hand. Everything is generally the people are knowing who are working on this line. And if laminar flow is not available and at village level, there's certainly the inoculation chamber is wooden structure, wooden and glass. It also having the width of 3 feet and depth of about 2 feet, 2.5 feet, and the height for back side is certainly 2.5 feet, and in front is 9 feet, and make a slope like a structure and put a hole simply to insert your hand. So this type of the structure, and I have this structure that is called as an inoculation chamber, that should also be loaded with the UV light of the 25 watt, and that UV light should be used, and the sterilization is same as the laminar airflow. Now incubate it after inoculations. When you plug out, then you take a very small amount of the your pure culture, and then get it inoculated. A small amount, that means about 1/2 inch of the mycelium, that should be taken through the inoculation needle, and it should be inserted in the bottle and keep it for incubation at at temperature 23 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade for 20 days. Then you will find a very good growth. Sometimes it is recommended to shake it, but if you not shake, then certainly it also grow very well, because the whatever you have made the calcium carbonate, it provide the porosity that, because the grains are not it becomes sticky, and this mycelium flourishes or thrive well, and you will find a full span, that is in 20 days sometime. If it is winter time, then you may take for 20 days, 22 days, and now the master span is ready. Now commercial span. Select healthy and clean cereal grains. Again, the same choice. Healthy and clean cereal grain that should not be broken. And the good quality of the grains should be taken, because if it is broken, then certainly it invites the infection or contamination. Now soak these healthy grains in clean water, then boil grains in water 10 to 15 minutes. Remove excess water. Here use for either bamboo tokni or any sieve. Sorry. Then mix calcium carbonate, same rate, 20 gram per kg of dry wheat seed. If it is 10 kg dry, suppose wheat grain you have taken, then use 200 gram of the calcium carbonate. Now 6 is add 300 gram of the grain in polypropylene bag size 5 by 11 inch. Here for commercial spun, generally we use polypropylene bags, because if you use the bottle, then certainly it creates problem for transportation. So polypropylene bags is the rate of polypropylene bags is very comfortable, about 160 rupees a kg, and in 1 kg about 200 and 200 or 225 bags are coming. So the enough amount of the bags, and that bag should be of good size. If it is very thin, then you can use double bags, and if it is thick, then certainly it takes single bags. And after putting this, then use sometimes the rings is recommended. It may be of the iron rings to make a mouth-like structure, or it may be of the plastic rings of the half-inch diameter. Then use a cotton plug, and that cotton plug, certainly it should be made through non-absorbent cotton. Then after plugging it, to put simply to sterilize it by using the autoclave or the pressure cooker at the same 22 psi for 2 hours. And then again, when it naturally cool, then you take out from the either oven, autoclave, or the what you call is the pressure cooker, and put it for 4 to 5 days. So whatever the moisture which are condensed on the surface neck region of the polypropylene bags, that will come to the grains and get it absorbed. After absorption of this, that should be used for inoculation. So simply you again, when you go for inoculation, then certainly surface sterilization of these bags by disinfectant should be done before loading in the laminar airflow or the inoculation chamber. And then inoculation method is very simple. Again, you take the when you are making a what you call is the simple commercial spun, then you take a commercial spun and make about 10 gram of the commercial spun, 10 to 15 gram of mother spun, sorry, 10 to 15, pardon, 10 to 15 gram of the mother spun, that should be inoculated under aseptic condition in these polypropylene bags, and these would be kept for incubation at 23 plus minus 2 degrees centigrade or at room temperature for 20 to 22 days, and you will get a very good commercial spun. Commercial spun now is ready. Now precautions. Precaution in spun preparation. Now strict hygiene should be maintained throughout, right from rising of pure culture to storage and transport of spun. This is important. Access of visitors to inoculation room should be denied, because sometimes the visitors are coming, and if you give the access, then certainly if every visitor is carrying the microbes, and your lab get contaminated. Inoculation room should be disinfected regularly by exposing it to formalin, or by installing ozone generator to eliminate chances of contamination. Now, during incubation of span, bottle, and bags should be inspected frequently to remove contaminated bag. Is very important because some bags, even after sterilization, some bags may get contamination. So before inoculation, this should be examined very thoroughly. If any bags are contaminated, then certainly there may be some color change in particular zones where it is contaminated, maybe of the red, it may be of the green or black or red or any different type of the color, except the bacterial contamination, which gives the greasy appearance. That you can also understand that it requires, the experience. On basis of experience, you can identify whether it is a good substrate is ready for inoculation, or if the bag are contaminated, that should be kept away. To avoid a spread of contamination in the vicinity, the contaminated bags must be autoclaved and buried in the soil. It is also important because if you buried it in a very or throw it in a you can say nearby the lab, then it provides more number of the microbial conidia, which may create a serious threat for contamination. Before spawning into substrate, the stored spawn under refrigerated conditions should be brought to ambient temperature. Is also important because sometimes it is stored at 4 degrees centigrade, and if you directly inoculate it, then the advice is that should become under the room temperature, and thereafter that can be used for inoculation. It is necessary for each growing cycle to start a fresh spawn. Regular floor cleaning with surface disinfectant like Dettol or Lysol, etc. should be done twice a week. Culture should be wrapped with aluminum foil to prevent contamination of cultures during storage under refrigerated condition. Culture and spawn should never be stored to sub-zero temperature in deep freeze. However, culture can be preserved at ultra-low temperature using cryoprotectants. Now, over autoclaving of culture medium beyond the prescribed pressure and time should be avoided. Now, contamination and its management. The most common contaminants encountered during spawn preparation are species of Aspergillus penicillium, Trichoderma, Cladosporium, Chaetomium, Alternaria, Carvularia, Mucor, Rhizopus, Fusarium, Drachyslera, and bacteria. So these are, serious. These contaminants may create a serious threat to run the laboratory, spawn laboratory. To manage this, some recommendation is given: remove contaminated bags. When you get any contaminated bag, that should be removed from the lot. Number 2, selection of good quality grain. That grain should be disease-free, healthy. The selection. Then proper autoclaving and strict hygiene in spawn lab can reduce the contamination to a great extent. So proper autoclaving, if it is recommended for 2 hours, then that should be not less than 2 hours. Even you can extend for 2.5 hours, then it be good, because this type of the problem certainly arising in a rainy season. So the proper autoclaving should be done with a strict hygiene. If the problem continue, then carbendazim or thiophanate methyl 0.15 gram per kg of boiled grain can help in reducing the losses caused by fungal contamination. Now, if bacterial contamination are there, then bacterial contamination is more difficult to detect. Some bacteria give a greasy appearance and emit pungent or foul odor smell. Odor, either odor like by mistake, is a foul odor smell. If the bacterial contamination is not detected in a spawn bottle, all the commercial spawn may result into total loss of spawn or crop. If the bacterial contamination is not detected in a spawn bottle, then certainly whatever the effort made for generation or preparation of the lot of the span, that would be waste. An entire exercise would be vain. Wet spot disease caused by bacillus species is common bacterial contamination problem in mushroom span. You see, this is reported bacillus causes wet disease. So this, on basis of the experience, certainly the people can identify whether this bottle is infected by the bacteria or not. The disease can be managed by maintaining pH of span substrate near 6 and incubating it between 20 to 25 degrees centigrade. If the problem continues, antibacterial compound like neomycin, streptomycin, or streptocycline can be added after boiling of wheat grains to manage the disease. Now, problem faced during span preparation and their technical solution. Actually, previously you have discussed what type of precautions should be taken, and now you are doing the problem is standing. So what type of the problem may stand and what would be the technical solution? We are here going to discuss. Contamination develop on plugs after 2 to 3 days. This is a very common problem and especially happens in this in winter and as well as in what we call is the rainy season. So what may be the possible etiology or possible cause? The cotton too moist or not of non-absorbent type. If the farmer are using or people are using non-absorbent cotton, then this type of the problem occurs. So cotton too moist or not of the non-absorbent type. The second reason, filter of laminar flow damaged, because HEPA filter is what you call the inoculation chamber has the HEPA filter. That plays a pivotal role to check the microbes, and if it is damaged, then certainly may cause the problem. Then an incubation room too much loaded with airborne inoculum. Because you see, if your incubation room is loaded with the inoculum, then certainly it may create the problem. So what would be the technical solution? Properly cover plugs before autoclaving and use quality non-absorbent cotton. This is a solution. Another is filters should be checked and replaced as per recommendation. And third is the sterilize incubation room from time to time, because if your inoculation room is incubation room is loaded with the microbes, then should be sterilized. Resulting mycelium growth slow and fluffy. Then strand degenerated, one thing. So obtain another culture or retrieve stock culture. Then grain contaminated after sterilization and before inoculation. Grain contaminated after sterilization and before inoculation. Then highly infected seeds you have used. Grain not fully sterilized and sealing up PP bags improper or plugs too loose. So these may be the possible reason to generate this type of the thread. So what would be the technical solution for this? Use fresh and clean seeds. Number two, prolong sterilization period. And third, use quality PP bags. That is, may use double bags, properly plug the bottle or the bags. Another threat, mycelia growth very thin and hardly penetrate the grains. This type of the problem, sometimes people say our span is not running. So grain is too dry, this may be the possibility. So boil the grain sufficiently and adjust proper moisture level. Because see, if the grain is not properly moist, it is dried, then how the microbes can run. So boil the grain sufficiently to make it soften and adjust proper moisture level. To thus we can solve this type of the problem. Another is mycelia growth does not continue up to bottom of the bags. This is a very common problem. So excessive grain moisture. If your grain having excessive moisture, previous was dry and there is excessive moisture, then this type of the problem happens. That means the entire bottle not covered with the our micro span fungus. Adjust proper moisture level. Then mycelia do not grow thoroughly on the substrate or patchy growth are there. Then grain contaminated with bacteria or yeast due to improper sterilization, less vigorous strain. These may be either your is contaminated, grain is contaminated or less vigorous. So use recommended sterilization time and use vigorous strain. Another is contamination appears on the surface of the inoculum. Surface of the contamination appear on the surface of the inoculum, grain or the mycelial bits. Then contamination occur during inoculation. Then inoculation should be preferred in more aseptic way and observe complete cleanliness. Mycelia growing very slow. So on a stable substrate, there may be unsuitable substrate, or processing improper, pH not correct, poor quality of calcium carbonate, incubation temperature not suitable. This may be the possible reason for poor run of the mycelia. Use recommended substrate, check the temperature requirement and use vigorous culture. Now list of spawn laboratories. So these are the list of spawn laboratories which are existing in the country. See Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, New Delhi, Haryana. Somewhere it is 2 laboratories, somewhere is 1. These are the government laboratories. These are the state, and again these are the laboratories. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you on behalf of NADCL and thank you on behalf of participants. Participants, if you have any queries, you will update that in the YouTube video. We will conclude this session here because the next session is going to start in next 15 minutes. Thank
Okay,
you,
then it's all
everyone.
right.
We will
Thank you.
share the second session's link. Please join fast. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, madam.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. What is the approximate cost for production unit?